A few years ago, I woke up to the fact that there's more to life than what we've been told. Exploring a new spiritual path, I stumbled upon Moldavite. This is where our story begins. You are invited as I share not only my own personal journey, but also talk with people just like you that have been working with Moldavite. We have some amazing things to share, so please join us. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Levi, the Moldavite guy here. Welcome once again to the Moldavite Podcast. This is episode 12, and this is actually a viewer response video. A question, one of the viewers, Aurik, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Aurik. He asked about Shungite, and he was wondering if I carry Shungite with me because I was showing a piece during this one video, a piece of Moldavite that I carry, and it's actually pretty good size. So anyways, he asked if I carried Shungite, and because Shungite, of course, is a really good grounding stone, and I responded that I actually use hematite as a grounding stone. It's just kind of my personal choice. But anyways, a couple of questions back and forth, and I think he asked if I used this piece of Moldavite in water. And it brought up a good thing to share. So I actually I use this one in water, but I've got another piece of Moldavite, my very first piece of Moldavite that I like to put in water, as well as Shungite and Herkimer Diamond. So before we get into that, a little bit of basic overview of the three. Of course, Moldavite, you probably have a pretty good idea. If you're checking this channel out, you got a good idea about Moldavite. So, you know, the high vibration tektite, it's technically it's a natural glass created from a meteorite, so it's stable in water. Herkimer Diamond, of course, is a quartz crystal, and it's only found in Herkimer County, New York. And Shungite is a very unusual kind of carbon, more or less, material that's only found in Russia. And before I get into it, let me show you the three of them. Okay, of course we got Moldavite, this mysterious tektite or stone from outer space. It's actually natural glass. It's not a meteorite, it's not a crystal. But it is a natural glass created from a meteorite. So that's ingredient one for the magic water here. Okay, ingredient two, Herkimer diamonds. Now, Herkimer diamonds are naturally occurring double terminated quartz crystal. And of course they're called Herkimer diamonds because they're only found in Herkimer County, New York. And diamonds because they sparkle naturally like a diamond. There are other crystals that grow just like this, double terminated, from like Arkansas. I think they're called Arkhamers. Pakistan, they're called Pakhamers, and I'll say a couple of other places around the world. But these are the only true Herkimer diamonds. But again, imagine you can use whatever you want. Actually, no, I would not use Herkimer diamonds because they actually have petroleum in them. You can actually see that by putting them under fluorescent light. Okay, so ingredient number three. Okay, last but not least, of course, Shungite. So I put a couple of things here, actually a few things here to illustrate a point. There are two different kinds of Shungite, and the only kind that you really the only kind that's recommended to put in for water filtration is what's called Elite or Noble Shungite. And as you can see, it's kind of shiny. It's not dull or anything. Okay, now these here are regular Shungite. Of course, this is polished, but it's not like it's got like a sheen or shine to it or anything like that. Now, this is not Shungite, but I put it in there to illustrate a point. So if you don't know what it is that you're looking at, just go into a crystal shop or whatever. Make sure you ask somebody for Elite or Noble Shungite, because this one and this one look very similar. Of course, this one is actually Newtonite. Newtonite. I don't remember how to pronounce it, but anyways, I again put that in there to illustrate. Of course, there are other stones that look like Shungite, but both this one's Shungite, this one is not. Again, Newtonite, Shungite. Again, to kind of illustrate the point that if you are new to Shungite, make sure you ask somebody there at a crystal shop, or do a little bit of research and find out. So, okay, so for your water purification, this is the kind of Shungite that you want. So, again, this is called Elite Shungite. It's also known as Noble Shungite. And so you're asking yourself, well, what's the difference? What's the difference in these two? So this one here actually has a very unusual, actually no, a higher concentration of structure called fluorines. Fluorines, also scientifically known as, I think, a buckyball. And what that means is there is this molecular structure that looks a lot like a soccer ball. And it's got some very unusual properties to it within the Shungite itself. Okay, so a little bit more backstory on the Shungite. Shungite is only found in one place in the world, and scientists are actually still studying it. And one of the most unusual things about it is that supposedly the only way that these fluorines or buckyball molecular structure could form is in a vacuum, which means outer space. So that we can go off on a tangent and kind of guess maybe where it came from, but again, it's only found in Russia, and it's very good for water purification. Okay, so let's get to the combination that I use. All right, so of course you've seen the Moldavite. This is actually the first piece of Moldavite I ever bought. So this kind of started it all. So there's Moldavite. This is the Herkimer Diamond that I use in my magical water. And this is the piece of Shungite that I've chosen to put into this magical mixture. So, yeah, we've got all three here. I'll try to hold these up. I'm not going to juggle, but you see what I'm talking about here. So we got the Moldavite, Shungite, Herkimer Diamond. Now, very simple. All you got to do is get a constant flowing water thingy. I don't know. Brain's not firing on all cylinders here. Sun's going down, and I'm trying to get this wrapped up, so bear with me. All right, so you got your bottle of water, and oh, one quick note. So when you're using Moldavite, try and choose a piece that is not not easily chipped or anything. So try and make sure it's maybe a little bit more round, not so flat. And the only reason for that is when you take your Moldavite, drop it in the water, you don't want anything, just in case, you don't want nothing chipping. Of course, you could always gently put it in there, but anyways, try and be safe. Of course, the Herkimer Diamond. I forgot to mention why Herkimer Diamond. So Herkimer Diamond is quartz crystal. Quick fun fact, and then I'll get into this. Quick fun fact about Herkimer Diamond. They use quartz in crystal radio sets. I know at least the old ones it is scientifically proven to not only stabilize, but it also amplifies a signal. So energetically, it's just my crystal of choice to put in here. So, all right, so back to the magic water here. So there's the Moldavite and Herkimer. Whoa. And of course, last but not least, Shungite. So now, got all three of those in there. So again, all I do is I put the three in there. You can see that. And don't shake it up. Just more or less take it and set it down for, you know, from what I've researched, you can just let the Shungite be in the water for 4 or 5 hours minimum, and you're good to go. So quick note, through personal observation, I actually did this with Moldavite for the first time. This was a couple years ago, and I noticed like a heightened ringing in my ears. I still don't know what that was about, and I haven't gotten back to that, but that was not with Shungite. Might have been with Herkimer, but I'm not sure. I have to go back, and I think I put that in a podcast. Anyways, I'll check it out. So real quick, there you go, the three of them. Again, okay, so safety note, I would not drink this straight out of here, just in case for, you know, choking hazard or anything like that. I would pour it into a cup and drink just the water itself. So there you go. Moldavite, Herkimer Diamond, Shungite water. Enjoy. All right, till next time, you guys. This is Levi, the Moldavite guy. This is the Moldavite Podcast, and you guys have a good one.